Hello everyone, my name is Arun and welcome to my channel. Now if you're watching this video, I like to extend my thank you from the bottom of my heart because this day around about how do I say 2 years ago, around this part of the year, I started my YouTube channel, this YouTube channel over here, and now it's 2 years. Now I'm just celebrating the second year anniversary for my channel. Little did I know that what I started at that time will come up all the way here. Now, for all of you who are watching this video and who have subscribed to me over the past 2 years, I would just like to extend my thank you from the bottom of my heart. Going further, I like to mention a little bit about the channel statistics and where does the channel stand as of now. And last year, by this time, the channel has crossed about 100,000 views, and this time at this part of the year, now it's crossed. The same part of the year, 1 year later, now it has totally crossed 360,000 views, and this is more than twice the number of views that I got last time, and that is I'm just happy with that. Very happy with that. And similarly, the subscriptions have more than doubled this time. Last year, in total, last year there were 700 subscriptions around this time of the year, and now it's 1,950, and it's approaching a 2,000 subscriber mark. And last year I earned about the year before I earned about $100 with after enabling the AdSense. Now I totally got about $320 in the last year. So total, I have received a revenue of about $420. Not bad actually. I'm very happy for that. And as far as the average views count, I get if I look at the 28-day moving average statistic, I get around 800 views per day generated from all the videos. And last year at this time, I was generating about 500 views per day. And as far as subscribers go by, I'm getting a subscription of at least 110 people every month, which is slightly more than the last year's data, which is around 80 subscribers per month. And as far as the videos are concerned, last year at this part of the year, there were like 210 videos. All the videos combined, there were 210. And now in this time, it's in totally 331. When compared to the previous year, the number of videos I've made in this year is a little less. That is from 2016 May 2016 to April May 2017. This is a little 100 videos less. Well, I was quite occupied with this in this year. And also as far as the playlist is concerned, there are quite a lot of playlists added this year. And as far as the public reach is concerned, when I looked at the most of the viewers and subscriptions, I found that the most subscriptions come from these 25 countries over here. And what I've noticed is that the tops 25 did not change considerably from the last year as well. I get the same subscriptions from these countries. More subscriptions than the majority of the population. Demographic is actually from these countries, and India and USA are actually on the top in this list. Most of my audiences are from India. That is quite understandable because I'm quite understandable. And all of the subscriptions are from United States, Germany, UK, and Brazil. There's actually a tug of war between India and United States over here. The subscriptions from them. I'm just happy that it's coming out. And I also noticed the subscriptions are from at least 100 more countries. Actually 200 countries to be short, but if I were to be very specific and if you notice some significant viewership, there are from at least 100 more countries. As far as the age-wise subscriptions looks like, many of the people who have viewed my videos are on a majority are between age group 18 and 34. Or majority between 18 and 34 age. And then this time when I looked at my statistics on an overall, 87 to 80% of the viewers are males and 12 to 13% of them are female. With contrast to the previous year's the statistic, the male viewership has dropped by 2 to 3% and the female viewership has increased by 2 to 3%, which is good. I hope that at least in theory I'll be able to get a good gender balance. Let's see how that goes in the future. And still, as always, the most popular channel, most popular playlist in my channel is actually the Fortran programming tutorials. And this is how the gender balance looks like. This is actually a screenshot of the Google Analytics page I get along with my YouTube channel, and this is how I got. Most of the viewers are essentially between ages between 25 and 34, and that is in both the male and female category, and some of them are between 35 and 44, and this is actually quite surprising, and others are between 18 and 24. Okay, so these three categories form the largest contribution, largest population, who have largest viewership. So if I look at them, if we just combine 18 and 34, they contribute more than 82% of the total viewership, both male and female together. Especially if I look at the watch timings. I guess if I look at the views, I got something similar. This is slightly different statistic, but the values are very similar. Well, I guess it's understandable, because people between 18 and 24, they'll be taking their college, and many people would like to use Fortran or Python or LaTeX in their college, especially if some are from engineering backgrounds or even science backgrounds for that matter. And people between ages 25 and 34, that is not at all obvious, because that's not at all surprising, because most of these people who are in this ages 25 and 34 would be doing their finishing their undergraduate and going for postgraduate or doing a PhD, or or trying to become a researcher or something like that, or maybe doing the early part of their PhDs or a later part of their PhDs or the early part of their research career. So it's quite understandable that the demographics shooted up in these regions, and I'm happy for that, because I'm just happy that a lot of people for whom my work will be directly applicable in real time, they're being the major target audience. So I'm very happy for that. And now if I would look at it in the playlist for the 2016 and 17, these are the things that have happened. Currently I'm working on these playlists: Linux programming, C programming, and Matplotlib. And in the middle, during the process, I've actually started with Makefile tutorials. That's a pretty short tutorial series. Okay, I thought of covering this, because many times if you were to install some models, or you have to run multiple files that are written in C or Fortran, then Makefiles are really helpful. So I thought I'll take the video series up. And I also opened up a new playlist named Linux Distro Reviews, Linux Hacks, and then Linux News, wherein in the first one I'll be talking about different Linux distributions that people might be interested in. Second, I'll talk about some Linux hacks, wherein some commands and configurations that could be helpful for people who would like to work on Linux and use them on a regular basis. Third, it's about Linux News, wherein I'll be covering news covering some information that will be that might affect people who are working with different operating systems, and also talk about some software that are available in Linux that people can use for their benefits. Alright, and other than that, I started this playlist on Matplotlib and C programming. And the playlist which I was working on, namely Fortran with OpenMP and computer terminologies in high performance computing, I kind of stalled these playlists. The reason is because when I looked back at these playlists, I felt that I haven't done a good job, or at least I was not convinced or satisfied with the way I worked with it. Fortran with if you look at the playlist Fortran with OpenMP, I started with those videos. Initially the videos were pretty long, and then I just made them short, and then revamped the videos up and went together. But what I noticed is that after a particular point, that playlist was getting out of control, because I couldn't plan a good example. All the examples I posted over there are pretty simple, they're rudimentary. Not good enough. I just felt that they were not good enough to explain the concepts. Maybe if I were to put up a much more better example, I felt it will be better. So I was actually I stalled this. And computer terminologies in high performance computing, for that playlist is concerned, I'm gonna do 2 months of scrapping that playlist totally off, or maybe trying to think of some other way to make it better. So I'm just thinking on that. Maybe in the future, when I'll be working a little more into OpenMP and MPI, which I have to work for my research. In that case, I might get a little more experience in these two categories, and then in that case, I might take up these stalled playlists and reconsider them a little seriously. Whereas these three playlists, Linux Distro Review, Linux Hacks, and Linux News, these are open-ended channels wherein I just keep on adding the information in videos whenever I made them. So there is no limit to it, and it's not like how do I say? It's not like a regular playlist, like a tutorial kind of a playlist. More like a view. It's more like an open-ended playlist, so you can start from anywhere you want. Unless otherwise is mentioned, you can start anywhere you want, and you'll be able to proceed further. As far as for the outline for 2017 and 2018, I would definitely finish these two playlists with C programming and Matplotlib. I'm just keeping that my target a little less. The reason being is that I'm actually working on my PhD, and I don't know how much I can concentrate. I mean, I'm doing my best to concentrate whenever there is not much of a job when the flow in my PhD gets a little low, or when I feel that I don't have, when it's not that tight, I feel that there is not much of a work, or the flow just dropped in the middle and I had some control. I thought of working on the playlist and all. So I'm not keeping too much of a target for myself because in the earlier times I tried to keep up a ambitious target and it's not coming out because I think it's a planning fallacy issue that I'm trying to work on it. So I'm just keeping it realistic. So in this year, definitely I'll be able to finish C programming and Matplotlib plotting tutorials. That I can assure you. And after some time, I'll think about revamping Linux tutorials. The Linux videos I have, they're okay, but I'm not convinced with the way it came out with. So I'll thinking of revamping it again. And terminologies and high performance computing, Photon OpenMP videos, I'll definitely work on that. I mean, those playlists, these three playlists which are in pink, I definitely want to work on them. There's no second thoughts in those. So I'll try to bring them up in a much better manner. And as far as the videos that are under consideration, okay, I am still keeping C++ programming under the consideration because I want to do it, but I haven't found any strong at least in my experience, in my work, I haven't found any strong personal desire to learn C++. I had to learn C programming from some of my academic works, so I'm pretty strong in that. I haven't found any specific need in academia point of view to learn C++. In my personal opinion, I didn't find any. Of course, you might all be required to learn, depending on your case. So if I were to get some time and I manage to learn C++ and proceed further, then in that case I'll have to start with this. Whereas these three, the playlist in pink, the playlist in violet, that is such as numerical methods, data analysis, and approaching Navier-Stokes equation, I really want to do that. I'm just working on some ideas, like how do I proceed with it, how to write them up and all. Like I was thinking of using the graphic tablet method to go about with writing the equations and all, but when you look at numerical methods, data analysis, and Navier-Stokes equations, they would cover quite a lot. They would require much more rigorous mathematical treatments and a physical explanation treatment, so they'll be much more longer. So I'm thinking of ways to bring that properly. So I'm just taking my time. To experiment all the possibilities and come up with that. Similarly, these playlists which are in yellow, these are things I'm also considering, and these are some open-ended ideas. So especially the high school and advanced mathematics and demo videos which are related to programming and live physics, live demos. These are some open ideas which I have, and I thought of integrating. As the high school and advanced mathematics would be like an integration, and would be like an general addition to the numerical methods. Like if you start with the high school and advanced mathematics playlist, you will learn quite a lot of quite a lot of mathematical background, and that will help you in the numerical methods and data analysis and other playlists which I have in mind. Okay, as far as the demo videos are concerned, some of the thoughts I had was like take some fancy problem like double pendulum experiment or something like double pendulum experiment or the Navier-Stokes equations, and write a program and simulate something like the chaos butterfly, show some kind of turbulence, or simulations with heat flow simulations or something like that. I'm having some ideas. I haven't fully formed those ideas yet, so when that happens, I thought of putting it in the consideration. So if that idea comes up well, I'll put it up. Also, I had this thought of having a series that consists of taking basic Python and MPI programming in Python. Okay, I felt this, if I cover the basic Python, the concepts regarding object-oriented programming would be better, clean. And what I've noticed is that having a good foundation in Python is very good if you're very good, and is very helpful for learning Python in the scientific background. And the MPI in Python, I started using that for some of my work, and I found it, and it's absolutely marvelous. So I thought I'd cover about MPI in Python in the future as well. Those are under considerations. So some of the things that happened in this year is that I went to Germany and I came back. I was actually when I went there for my PhD in Germany. Well, long story short, it didn't work out properly. So I had to come back. And during this process, like getting settled and accustomed in Germany and working over there, I could not get much time to work on my channel because it was pretty hectic. And then I came back and I was at home, mostly depressed because I had to come back, depressed for a while. And fortunately, I got a PhD offer back in my institute. I applied for it for my institute. I applied for my PhD and I got over there. And then in the meanwhile, I was in the midst of a hectic schedule, like taking courses, running around here and there, reading a lot of my course materials, and trying to work on my PhD topics and all. It was quite hectic, so I couldn't do much. So in the meanwhile, when I couldn't sit and work on the videos, I was kind of improving my knowledge and overall, in the sense like some programming ideas. I was learning Linux and how some video styles and presentation styles and ideas, like in a sense how other video makers actually can't do their videos, and what are the presentation styles they have, and what are the methods they take into consideration, and what are the techniques or the technical gadgets they use to make all of that work. So I was doing my research on those ideas as well. As I mentioned, while in Germany and also after returning back, things were pretty hectic. I was actually pretty depressed before getting my PhD in my institute for a few months, especially April, May, June of 2016, because it didn't work out over there. Well, that's a big story. Now I'm actually much better now, feeling much better. As well, I'm just contributing as much as I can in the videos as far as my work. Okay, and in the process, thanks to some of the money I kind of accumulated over the days, I was able to get a new gadgets. I just got a blue snowball microphone, and if you notice that in the recent videos, if my audio is quite well in the videos, that is because of this microphone over here. This is like a studio microphone, and it's working like a charm. It just works superbly. And I also got a Dell 1920 x 1080 resolution monitor, and that's why the videos are nowadays you get 1080p videos in my channel. Earlier I used to record my screen, laptop screen, so it gave me at the maximum of 720p resolution. Now I'm recording this in my desktop, means recording this in my external monitor, which I've attached to my laptop, and as a consequence the video quality is much more clean and better. And also, if you noticed, in the recent video playlist I started adding thumbnails to them, so that if somebody wants to just have a quick look as to what I'm talking about, the playlist is the thumbnails help, and thumbnails tend to help. And I want to thank my friend Ali over here, because he introduced me to this software called as Canva. It's actually an online web designer through which you can make quite a lot of posters, images, deck designs and all. And I was just searching through it, and I realized I can make YouTube channel thumbnails through them easily. And once I made a template as per my convenience, I just have to do a little bit of correction here and there, and I can make multiple thumbnails very easily. So I just want to thank my friend Ali over here. He's the one who suggested me. Ali, thanks a lot, buddy. And as usual, if you have any suggestions, feedbacks and recommendations, do drop a comment or leave a message. I'll definitely read through. Okay, even if I couldn't reply to your message or comments, I'll definitely read through yours, so that's kind of a consideration. Okay, I'll definitely take that, and I'm open to constructive criticism. And people have every now and then mentioned some feedback regarding the videos, regarding the pace of the video and explanations and all. So I've taken that in good heart. Fortunately, there aren't any trolls or scams in the trollers. I haven't met any trollers in my channel. That's actually kind of good for me, because I mean, I've seen other channels wherein there are a lot of trolls coming up, and they didn't come up over here. So I'm happy with that. And this time I wanted to get your criticism and feedback in a much more in a direct sense and specifically. So I included this link over here. So if you just copy this link, copy this link and open up a web browser. Open up a web browser and enter. You will be getting this link of feedback link over here. This is a elaborate feedback, because I'm asking a lot of questions over here. If you have time, just spare a few minutes of your precious time, and do fill this feedback. Because I'd like to improve on that. And they have asked a lot of questions, and don't worry, almost all the information that I've asked over here are pretty generic, and you can answer it. And although I might ask you some of your information, like how old are you, or what is your gender, and how is your English skills, and which country are you from, and what kind of a study or job you're doing. Okay, I do not know your name, or which institute you're from, or your email ID. I'm not collecting your user IDs and all. I'm not at all collecting your user IDs or any contact information. So this is pretty generic. So even if you give me any data, okay, even if you try to give me email ID or something like that, I would not be able to get it. So don't worry, your information is your feedback would be anonymous, so you don't have to worry about it. So this link over here will be displayed at the bottom of the video. You can please fill this. From now on in all the videos I'll put this link. And this feedback form is open till 31st October 2017. Look, judging by the fact that not many people might be able to see this, so I extended this to 6 months. So I thought that'd be a very good period to get a consolidated information. So I thought of putting this open up until then. So please fill in the form, and that will be really helpful. And what else? And that is all I have. I just wanted to thank all my friends, my family, and my supervisor and my friends who have helped me a lot. And of course I like to thank you viewers and my subscribers. Thanks to your inputs and thanks to your support, I've been working on this channel. And thankfully Hopefully I'll be able to find, I'll just hope that I'll be able to find time, and so that I can help you all in the future. Thank you.